The other two didn't show up either. Okay, we got everybody here now. We'll go ahead and start the meeting. First thing here is there's no petitions from the audience that I know of, so we're going to do away with that. We're going to table the discussion and possibly approve the minutes for February the 14th of 2023 because I'm the only one who can vote on that, and so we don't have a quorum for that. Mayor's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have a long agenda tonight, and so I will try to make it as brief as possible. Sales tax reports you'll find on page 3 and 6, 3 through 6 in your packet. We are staying, compared to last year, we're staying pretty flat with our sales tax and use tax. However, we're kind of staying level. We're not really declining.
Well, use tax, it looks like we probably are.
A little bit in the use tax. We've got, we're averaging use tax about $89,000 a month. So if we annualize the use tax, it puts us up over $1 million for the year if we annualize that average.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with the sales tax, we annualize the sales tax, puts us about $10,250, and you combine that with the use tax, puts us up about $11,319.
Yeah.
And when you divide that by 12, then we should be bringing in about $943,000 a month if you annualize it. That's on the sales tax report. So we're flat on that. The next item, review of financial status. I think I'd like to wait until we do the mid-year budget review before we talk about that.
Okay.
And, if that's all right with you.
Sure. Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, I'm just noticing that the use tax is down the last 3 months quite a lot.
Yep.
And it looks like $182,679.57 over what it was last year at this time.
Right.
But it does go up and down, so we're hoping that maybe.
It really does. And what we're reporting this month is receipts from January.
Mm-hmm.
And so January traditionally is down. So if you look across that line, you'll see that sales tax and also a use tax traditionally is down in January.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead with the general fund budget review.
Okay, I can't do that.
No, I mean.
Yeah, if it's all right with you, if we wait till the general fund budget review until we do our.
Okay.
Until we get down to item 8, which is the mid-year.
I see. Okay, good enough. We can do that.
Because we'll have a lot of that information.
On information. Okay,
Yep.
will do.
Thank you.
Okay, number 5, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding hiring Retirement LLC third-party administrator for the city money purchase plan and the 457 plan. This action is pending the ordinance and insurance committee approval, which it was approved. So I entertain a motion.
Make a motion.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded, so discussion. Okay, we had a really good discussion the other night about what we were going to do and what was going to happen. And Lisa, if you'd like to give an address to that, I'd sure appreciate it.
Yes, we sent proposal yesterday to Ordinance Insurance to change from Beasley to Retirement LLC as our third-party administrator. Stacy Hitchcock is with Retirement LLC, and her group works very closely with Wes Cyrus, who is our principal rep. And the TPA make sure our documents are up to date. They also make sure that monies are calculated correctly, and they communicate with principal when somebody leaves, like if there's distributions or if they make sure people were vested or not, how much money gets sent out to the employees that have retired and so forth. Very important that we keep up with all of that correctly, and as fiduciaries we have to make sure we're liable for making sure everything's correct, and TPAs do that for us.
And we've noticed the one thing too, we talked about the difference in age between 18 and 21, and there was a new law passed that 18-year-olds could actually start in on the retirement process. And you were having some issues trying to get that brought up too with the older company.
Yes, we did a plan document change in about 2020, I think. We did resolutions and stuff, and so plan documents were changed, but it was not sent to principal to get everything done, so they didn't know stuff changed, but the TPA did, so there was communication errors.
Right.
And just a lot of customer service issues with our current company. We'd like to correct that by upgrading to Retirement LLC.
And it appears that it probably get that in at a lower cost also.
It's a little bit more cost efficient, yes.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No, it's always good to improve and save.
Mayor, would you like to address something?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that this team that we're working with is a team that works closely with John Hawkins, who his company administrates some of these things for us with OMAG and with others. And so we feel really good about the customer service component that we're about to receive with this change. And so the coordination between those parties is something that gives us is going to give us really good customer service, which is
Good.
something that we don't have right now with the other items.
With Beasley.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so.
Okay, sounds good. Anything else?
No?
All right, call for vote.
Shropshire,
Yes?
Chitwood,
Yes.
Okay, discuss possible recommend council action regarding updating to a more efficient timekeeping system and authorizing mayor to sign an agreement with Time Clocks Plus for new time clocks for city employees for 2023-2024 fiscal year. The subscription expense is proposed to pay from general software account number 02-201-5260. The individual time clock equipment is proposed to pay from various departments' capital outlay equipment accounts. This action changes our timekeeping vendor from iSolve Time to Time Clocks Plus. Call for a motion.
Motion, or make the motion?
Second the motion, discussion. Okay. It looks like we have about $22,608.73 in account number 02-201-5260. I did not see what it was gonna cost us to implement this anywhere in the work here.
So did you get a copy of the proposal?
it should be in the packet.
Probably in the packet there, okay. What was that exactly?
The total for estimated implementation services, if we use all 36 hours, is gonna be $6,075.
Okay,
We will only pay that if we use that much.
okay,
We will have an annual licensing charge for 150 licenses. For the whole year would be $7,312.50. That's roughly $4.06 per license each month.
okay,
That's only about 6 cents more than we're paying right now.
okay,
If our annual support for our clock, so if something happens to a clock and it needs to be fixed or replaced, it's a warranty kind of thing, and that annual price is $4,126.81. And then, for 11 clocks, we're looking at $22,926.75. So each clock is $2,084.25, and each of those amounts will come out of the department capital outlay.
okay,
So the 22 will not come out.
Did you find it's page 32?
okay, let me get it real quick.
And Courtney did an awesome job working with this company to get it where we can start our implementation before the fiscal year, but we will not owe any of this until the July of '23.
Okay,
So we will pay nothing until the next fiscal year.
and then how much will we have to, I'm trying to figure out, without knowing exactly what line item it's gonna come out of in each department, I don't have a clue how much is in their account, so that's something that I don't see here.
And that will be put in their fiscal year budgets coming up.
Okay,
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll budget, we'll budget for those in those individual departments in their capital outlay.
Okay.
Budget for those things.
all right.
So
I'm just making sure we have the money in there to budget from.
we will we'll be budgeting that in the new fiscal year. So that's not anything that will come out of this year,
Right.
out of this year. So, how many clocks?
11 clocks.
11, and it looks like we're talking about around $40,541.06.
For year one.
That's the total for all the implementation.
For everything that's going
Yeah,
on.
so
Yes,
On page 32 there, those, all the clocks, will cost us about $22,926. And
Right.
so
But each-
some of the other, items will be, one-time charges or will be annual update charges.
Mhm.
Our recurring charges will be our annual license and the hardware and support maintenance. After we buy the clocks, we've got them, they're ours, we're not gonna pay 22,000 every year.
Right.
That's a
Right, that's a
one-time.
one-time deal.
We're just gonna have to buy
Maintain 'em.
the use of licensing every year.
Mhm.
That's just an annual charge. That's what we do now, only we're paying it every month instead of an annual.
Okay,
You said the licensing per year was about 6 cents more.
Than
What
our
about,
current
than our
timekeeping
current
system.
timekeeping? What about the year, how's the yearly maintenance compared to what we currently have? You-
That is per month, did we say about $181 more per month?
but we're having an issue with what we've got now.
Yes,
Yeah, we can't even update what we have
Right,
now,
there-
so we've got to make a change.
what we have now is not user-friendly, even for tech-savvy people.
They're
IT
outdated.
people, our IT person, in the PD is having difficulty getting people set up. We have to call them constantly for minor issues of just people being able to log on to see their time cards.
Okay,
It's not efficient, and
okay,
stuff that should take about a minute to do will take 5-10 minutes, and it's very labor intensive, and it's costing like a half a day's worth of work for a person in our office to just keep up with the time.
okay. It just needs to be updated.
That,
Yes.
Did you have,
Yeah, as a department, I was gonna elaborate that, those time clocks that we currently have are a pain to use. It's really a pain for our guys, so.
okay,
It's terrible.
yeah, okay,
And it's terrible on them, that's what it
And,
is.
and what's really nice about the new clocks, we'll get new clocks, they're up to date, they're touchscreen. Our employees will not have to have a separate computer or phone to see their time cards. The time clock itself will show their time card, which they have to verify their time after every pay period.
Okay.
It's an audited thing that we get audited on. If the auditor says, hey, I wanna see so-and-so's signed time card that they verified that their time was correct on this date, we have that in a report, we can pull it up, they can do it at the time clock.
Okay.
And not a separate piece of paper or a phone or, not all of our employees.
We're
are
just
able to
behind
get
the time.
computers. Yes,
okay.
Yeah, we discussed whether or not we wanted to get the time clocks.
yeah,
You know,
because it
because-
is an expense, but.
Because
Yeah.
that's a capital outlay expense. We discussed whether or not to do that, but for the efficiency part of it and for the record-keeping part
Well,
of
the
it.
record keeping is another thing too. Yeah,
So when you look on page 32, over on the charge type column, you see item 1 is a one-time charge item, and on down there, the 11 fingerprint clocks, that's one time, and
Right.
the hardware is one time. So what is reoccurring, you see on the second line there and on
Sure.
the fourth line.
uh-huh.
So,
There's only 2 times there that's reoccurring. So that looks like the reoccurring looks like it's gonna be, between $11,000 and $1,000 a year. And that's probably what we're paying now, or close to it.
I'm not sure what we're paying now, do you know?
Around, I think if we annualized it, it would be about $7,000 or $8,000 a year for both.
So it is gonna cost.
I can-
So you're looking-
way,
Yeah,
way,
it's
way
about
more.
$2,000 more
Yeah,
there.
and that's not counting your time where you have to try to figure all the stuff out and all the people you're using to
And
try to get it
the
going.
reports on our current they're not adaptable to what I need for
Mhm.
my reporting.
Okay.
And this is closely more formatted to my payroll system, so it's just really formatted the way I need it to be able to efficiently do a good payroll.
So it'll give
We
you a
just have
report,
to-
you can see us, we're imported into your spreadsheets easier.
Yeah. Okay, well, that sounds good. Something we needed to know.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Any more discussion?
No, I'm just figuring, go ahead.
Okay, I guess we'll call for a vote then.
Chitwood,
Yes,
Shropshire,
Yes. Okay, number 7, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding hiring Michael K. Moore for the director position at Pryor Creek Recreational Center, Range G, Step 4, annual wage $65,643, effective March the 22nd, 2023. Call for a motion.
motion,
Motion seconded, call for discussion. Okay. Here we go.
I am prepared to discuss.
All right.
All right, so let me just walk through this so that we have an understanding. So we had a rec board meeting this past Monday. We visited with Mr. Moore. We've decided to hire Mr. Moore, but Mr. Moore has asked for a little bit more money coming in. And so as a board, it was our job to make sure that we did that, our due diligence, and interviewed him, looked at his resume, did his background. Highly qualified individual. We had 2 highly qualified individuals, and in the end, it was a business decision, and we felt like that we had him interview with multiple board members, with the staff, and so we chose to go with him. He is asking for a little bit more money to come in. So, we broke it down, so here's how it works. So right now, we have Jessica currently at step 2 with a salary of $60,645. Now, Jessica was scheduled to go into the new year, new fiscal budget at step 3, which was $63,500. So we were gonna budget for that already for this next year. Mr. Moore is asking to come in at step 4 with the $65,500.
Here you go, right here.
So if we hire Mr. Moore right now, which would be in April, all the way up to August, it would cost, we've done the numbers, it would cost us $2,600 for this year.
Right.
Okay.
From what it would cost when you got Jessica raised.
Perfect.
Okay.
And so then at that point, if we bring him in at this salary in our next fiscal budget, we'll have to budget in for that salary, $65,000. So when we're going through the budget and allocating, we'd have to budget for that salary.
So this is the end of the steps.
Mhm.
This is as far as you can go.
Correct.
So for how long is he gonna be happy with that pay?
Well, we had that conversation, and we're expecting to get 10 to 12 years out of this individual.
At that pay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It may be longer, you know. We all have plans of retiring, but who knows, we could be here until,
Sure.
He actually replaced an individual in Pittsburgh, Kansas, that had been there for so long, that he was 81 years old when he left, so. And so I did have a long conversation with him about this, and told him this was the final step. He's certainly qualified enough to be in that position. I think he'll do us a really good job, but he'll be here for at least 10 to 12 years.
And he has a pretty good background.
Yes, sir. He's from Pryor. He actually went to, moved to North Dakota, he was an athletic director, a coach for a university up there, and then came back, was there for 30-something years, I believe, and then came back to Pittsburgh, Kansas, to the Pittsburgh University, and was taught there, and actually was a coach, and then worked in the YMCA. So he's got YMCA experience as well, which
So he's got a
was
lot.
kind of the part of the deciding factor for us to move forward with him.
Okay, all right. So it sounds like your board understands what they want to do, huh?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
sounds good.
absolutely.
Any further discussion? Okay, guess we'll call for a vote.
you could see his brain was working, so.
Yeah, I was thinking, but you answered my question, you answered all the questions.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
just going again. No, we're good.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure he was
Yeah, everything is
computing there.
clicked in.
Shropshire,
Yes,
Chitwood,
Yes,
okay. Mid-year budget review, all right. Need a drum roll or something for this one.
So if you could refer to this page,
Yes.
okay, this page, and please understand that what we're reviewing is the O2 section, so the general fund section. So the general fund section has the general government, the community development, planning, zoning, managerial clerk, city attorney, treasurer, police, animal control, fire, park, library, et cetera. So that's the only thing that we're looking at right now, unless you have questions later about the other parts of the budget. So you can see the top are the selected revenues, which is sales tax, use tax, what we get from municipal utility board, and then all other. And then there is the prior year, there's a current, and then there's prior year total, and then you divide that by 50% because we're doing a mid-year review. And then a difference between what's current and what the prior year is. And so Jeff has gone through each one of these general fund accounts, okay? And so you have in front of you also the December 31, 2022. It's a combined cash investment report. And so within that report, you've got pages 1 through 13 that reflect what he has taken and condensed on this report. So you've got current down the first column with the department expenses, and then you got the prior year total, and then 50% of the prior year total, and then you've got the difference. So just to explain that form helps before we do the review. You'll also notice the notes at the bottom of the page.
Yeah.
There's an asterisk, the number 1 asterisk, so that refers to the general fund, or the general government item, which is the 201 item. And then 2 asterisks refers to the community development, and then the 3 asterisks, and then the 4 asterisks there as we refer to that. Jeff, I did find out on the 2 asterisks, the $10,700. Okay, and so I did some research and found that. Here's the example of that, and what that was. That was here's a purchase order, and that was a plan review for the apartments that are going in out of the district. And so we were billed, and we didn't want to take that out of the other account, so we showed it out of that account, and then we also show where we got that money back.
Oh, okay.
So,
See, I didn't know that.
yep.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what that 2 asterisks were out of the Community Development Fund. So, having given that introduction, fire away, Jeff.
Well, I'm done now. Actually, okay, in the first section under revenues, you can basically see that compared to last year, our revenues are almost identical. They're about the same. We're different of 77,000 on the 3.9 million revenue. So our revenues are flat. However, if you'll look, this year we've spent 4.57 million, and last year at this point we spent 3.98, a difference of almost $600,000. We've spent more than we brought in by a little over 600,000, which is probably not exactly where we want to be.
Nope.
Now, I have noted some things that in the general, the reason why the asterisk there, and you can see the negatives, so you can see which departments I kind of looked at to see what was going on there. In the general, probably one thing is insurance. Looks like all the insurance has been, for the whole city, has been posted to the general department. That's not really right, because this includes other, like other departments, other funds. So I think in February, which is not yet closed out, there were entries well over 100,000 reducing that insurance. posting it to the appropriate fund where it belongs, and there may be more, because that was only the property insurance. We are looking at the vehicle insurance, the equipment insurance, and the liability insurance. So it could be possibly another $100,000. I don't know yet.
So it could be up to 200,000?
Possibly.
Well, that would cut that 258 down quite a bit, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would, because when basically I looked, the general department, general fund, or whatever they want to call it, has almost spent its entire budget in the first 6 months, and I was like, that can't be right, and it was the insurance, so reallocating this insurance is needed, and we're working on that, and Courtney is helping.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so we're,
Yeah, Courtney's helping us with that, so we were paying the street, and we were paying a rec center, and we were paying
it should be allocated to the
golf course.
appropriate
And
place.
so, yeah, they should be allocated to the appropriate spots.
Okay.
But in December, they were not, and that's one of the reasons why it looks out of whack.
And then, other issues, the community development, there was a 50,000 that we transferred to the, whatever, the
EDTA,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
which is a one-time thing. It won't, so that's in the first 6 months, but it won't be in the second.
250.
There's also this additional, apparently we spent something and got reimbursed for it. We posted it to the community development, and then when we got reimbursed, it went into, I guess, when did we get reimbursed for that?
Yeah, we got,
When?
What was it?
there's a check there.
It was for,
10-7.
something at the district, planning of the
So
department.
it was a plan review, so before they
Okay.
started doing that work, there was a plan review, and that plan review then, we paid for the plan review and then billed the company, and then they paid us back.
Okay.
So,
We paid for it in September. I don't know when they paid us back.
September, and they paid us back with this check in August.
Oh, so it's.
No, they actually, yeah, so they actually paid us.
It's in
Yeah.
it's in the revenues.
Yeah, so that $10,700 is recorded in the
Probably in
revenues.
the revenues, which-
Yes,
So that'll drop that 64,000 for next year because we won't be paying that 50,000. And we'll take that 10,007 away from that, so
So if you
that'll,
actually took away those two items, that department would actually be
pretty close.
on par with last year. Okay, another one, I think the clerk, we were missing, we were short-staffed for part of the year
Yeah.
last year,
Mhm.
and now we're not. So
Yeah.
that was pretty much it for that one. And the police department, some of it is salaries, but we also had a lot of vehicle maintenance,
Yeah.
almost 100,000, which is
A lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
And of course, fuel costs.
Fuel costs were up too, yeah.
I did not look at really any of the others. Some of them are salary, a little bit here and there. But those are the big things. But the insurance is
Kicker,
the big one. That will help. There are also things that we could probably do. I don't know if you want to mention that, the transfer of.
well, probably not yet, because we're really not sure what that was since you did mention it.
Oh, I didn't mention
But-
it. Okay.
You didn't mention it too much. So what we would like to do, and what we are doing, is we are working to cut down the expenses in the general fund, okay, in all those departments.
Right.
Trying to hold as level as we can in all those departments. So, also, we get down to the end of the year, we're gonna have some monies left in the ARPA funds, and we could perhaps, and it's okay to use the ARPA funds to do that.
For minutes, anything.
Transfer
other
the
than
ARPA
debt,
funds back over to the general fund. So so what that would do is that would place us in that position that when we budget for the following year,
that's around 800,000.
no, it's,
Less than 800.
no, it's probably around 3 right now.
Okay, I thought at one time we had 800,000.
But we've been paying some of the bond things out of that. So we've been paying some of the bond things out of that. But what I'm saying is that a strategy could be, could be if we are in that position, and we don't know if we will be or not, but if we are in that position, that would be a strategy that we could use to go back to the general fund. That would affect how much money we were able to budget for the following year out of the general fund. Anyway, so we're talking about that. It's a mid-year budget review, and we really can't, in my opinion, we really can't establish a whole lot of
Well, we don't know what the
I'm missing
future
the
holds.
word, yeah.
But but basically, we do need to watch our spending, because, as it looks right at the moment.
Yeah.
In December, we're overspent by 600,000. Now, of course, we have insurance and some one-time things are the cause of that, and we'll see about the insurance, moving it over, and hopefully that will take care of a couple hundred thousand. We
Yeah.
still need to watch what we spend.
Yep, we need to cut that back up, big time.
Any questions for me?
Well, it looks like it's explained right here pretty well. Do you have questions?
No,
Okay. Well, if you
But we do know where we're gonna have to start cutting back.
Huh?
We do know where we're gonna have to start cutting back.
Right.
And like you said, in the police department, a lot of vehicle, issues that we're not used to having.
Yeah, there were a lot,
Mhm.
yeah, so,
A lot of fuel too,
yeah.
of course.
So Chief Nichols and I have been talking about that. If you'd like to review part of the other part of the budget review, or would you like, do you have any other questions about the mid-year review?
The mid-year's cool. I mean, we've got a lot of other stuff here that is probably gonna have to be massaged quite a bit.
Now, the reason why I only concentrate on the general fund is because that's the legal budget.
Right.
That's the one that has most,
Right.
everything in it and has legal restrictions on it.
Mhm.
The other funds, you can spend all or none.
Right.
depending on what you want.
There we should have some left over at the end of the year in a lot of these other funds, though.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
is correct. So if you take your February 28 combined cash investment report,
Got it?
okay, which is a little more current. Now, we've not closed out February yet. So there are numbers that I would say probably are not completely accurate. But from just a general point of view, look over to the 14 fund, which is a street and drainage. Recalling council meeting Tuesday night, we talked about going ahead and expending monies out of the street and drainage item, which is 5092 and also 5410, because we've not done those projects that we have budgeted yet for this year. And so what we're doing is we're trying to get some of those projects done that we have budgeted for this year. But when you look back over at page 22, and the total fund equity there is $2.8 million.
Right.
And so, and also, because we have not spent monies that we have budgeted out of the street department, then that's looking really, really healthy. So with 67% of the year gone, we've only spent about 21% of that budget.
Right.
So we have some monies to spend there, and we're planning on that.
But you can only spend that in the street department. It can't.
Right.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
correct. So go to the 44 fund, which is the capital outlay fund. And we are holding back spending some of those funds. But with 67% of the year gone, we've spent about 41% of that. So we are watching our spending. When you look at the golf course, which, by the way, is doing phenomenal, that's on page 30, 31, and 32. We have a fund equity there of $139,000. And we're doing going great guns with the golf
This
course.
is the newest.
Page 30, 31, and 32.
You're at about 60%.
Correct. When you go over to page 58, where the rec center is, then you'll see that rec center with 67% of the year gone, we've spent about 48%.
But look at the profit for the
Yeah,
year. It's almost, $600,000.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
so, so if you want to look at a whole budget review, we look at the general fund, which is probably the most important component, and that's the
Right.
reason why we're doing that 6-month review today. But go ahead and look at, and when you look at street, when you look at golf, when you look at capital outlay, when you look at rec center, then all of that's real healthy.
Yeah.
Overall, the city's in good financial health.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes, in like a lot of, it's the general fund that's the hardest to
Control.
control and keep up. Yeah.
Yep.
So, do you have any questions for me at all about any of the budget things, or any questions for Jeff?
We're just gonna have to really watch our, we're just really gonna have to watch our general budget.
Yeah, it's the general fund budget.
Yep.
The street department has 500,000 excess this
Yeah.
year. The rec center excess, the golf has pretty good excess this year.
Mhm.
They're all doing pretty good. It's just the general
The
fund.
general fund's where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you say, when we get the insurance back over there, that's gonna drop that between
Some.
100 and 200,000, so that's gonna be good.
It is gonna drop it some, but we do have some work to do.
Yes, we
between
do.
now and the end of the year, so. All right,
Okay,
thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
thank you. Okay,
Nice.
all right. So that was just a mid-year review. We don't have to vote on that. Okay, number 9, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding approval of a journal entry moving an expenditure in the amount of $18,810.63 from golf repair and maintenance account number 41-415-5092 to golf capital outlay account 41-415-5411. This expenditure was for pump equipment. The original council action was from July 19th, 2022. I have a motion.
Motion.
Motion second. Discussion.
Mr. Chairman, if you could go over to page 24 of
Okay.
your February 28 budget there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's not 24, my bad. That is,
That's street.
yeah, that's street.
Okay.
I got my numbers backwards there.
I understand.
One's a 1-4 and one's a 4-1.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we want to do is take that $18,800 and we want to reassign that money that has been expended, has already been expended. We want to do a journal entry that would take that out of the 5092 account. And we want to apply that to the
Bingo.
5411 account, because that was
one.
equipment. So the capital outlay account is where we try to take the equipment from.
Sure.
And when we did the repair and maintenance, we'd rather put that equipment in the capital outlay and just keep it in the same lane. So it doesn't change anything about the bottom line. It just is a journal entry, and we need to, and we ask for permission to do that.
Basically, on paper, what you're wanting to do is out of that $41,593.88, you're wanting to pull that 18,000 out of there, 18, whatever it was.
18,800.
18.
Yeah,
And move it down to 41,415, correct?
that is correct.
Okay. So that will add $18,810 to that $6,593 in that golf repair and maintenance account, correct?
No, that'll remove $18,810 from 5092. So that will increase the amount of the unexpended,
Exactly,
yeah,
by $18,810.
by $18,810.
But at the same token, that don't mean that, golly, looky what we've got to spend now. We can't do
No, no.
that. That-
No, no.
That can't happen.
No, that's, normally when we buy our pumps and motors, it comes out of our capital
Capital,
outlay. And I
yeah.
didn't catch it when we did it this last time, and it went into my maintenance account.
Okay.
Which is half of my maintenance account, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's only
Yeah.
35,000, so we took a big chunk out, so,
Uh-huh.
When we saw that was lopsided,
yes.
then
Yeah.
we wanted to correct
Correct
that.
it.
And you do that with a journal entry. With a journal entry, you correct that, but you don't just arbitrarily go and do that because it feels good. You go
Right.
through proper protocol.
Sure, sure.
And the year before, our last fiscal year, we had a big surplus, so we have that to use. This year, my budget is like 630,000, 628.
Mhm.
I'm projecting right now, if we just have some normal for the next 4 months, to be at about 680 to 690. So we're gonna have a second surplus 2 years in a row.
That's good. That's real good.
So anyway,
So basically, you're doing the numbers are not gonna change on the bottom line.
No.
Only thing it's gonna change is line item.
that's correct.
Now, will that put our 5411 overdrawn?
Yes. it will
That'll
go
put
over.
us over on the 5411, yes, by about $6,000.
$6,000, yeah.
And that's not unusual for us to do that. We use the money from the previous year surplus to do that. Because we don't budget that surplus, but we do from time to time use that money.
Don't you have to budget your surplus from last year?
No, no.
You have to budget everything you have and then 90% of that, right?
No, that's only on the
General?
general
General
fund.
fund.
Okay, okay,
It's only
all
on
right.
the general
Right.
fund.
we-
Okay.
we don't
So
have
this
to-
is an enterprise fund,
Right.
and it's
So you-
separate from the general.
From the
fund.
general fund, okay, all right, I'm with you there.
Yep.
Okay,
I mean, perhaps sometimes you'd have the luxury of only
Yes,
budgeting
right.
90%,
yeah.
but sometimes you may not, if that
See what they're doing here, right?
Yep.
if that enterprise
It's
zone
account
is
clean,
doing
100.
really good,
Just
Right.
cleaning up these,
You know,
Yeah.
we have to
Okay.
eventually use up some of those
Because they
cash.
took the money out of the wrong account to start with.
yeah. So you good with that?
Yep.
Okay, all
Is
right.
is all that clear?
Yeah, we've got it now.
Okay.
All right, well, I sure thank you. Okay, any further discussion?
Nope.
All right, call for a vote.
Chitwood,
Yes,
Shropshire,
Yes. Okay, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding the approval of, the journal entry, moving an expense in amount of $14,000 from repair and maintenance account 84-845-5091 to aquatics repair and maintenance account 84-846-5091 due to substantial unforeseen repair and maintenance in 846 aquatics. The 845 recreational account has surplus. Call for a motion.
make a motion.
Motion is seconded. Call for discussion. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, if you look over to page 49 and 353 of your packet,
Yeah, I've got it already pulled out here and highlighted.
no, I'm sorry, 49, 353, that may not be right.
I think it's 24, isn't it?
I think it's page 58
in your packet.
in your packet.
Oh, in my packet, I'm looking at the whole budget.
Yeah, it's I think it's probably the same one, but.
Yeah,
So page 58, page 51 in your packet,
Mhm.
and,
yeah.
page 51 and 52.
Mhm.
So what you see on page 52 is the aquatic department, which is the 846 department. And we have need to spend beyond what that what that section needs, okay?
By about 8,000.
By about, yeah, somewhere
Somewhere around
around
8,000.
there. What I wanted to do, since we have 20-some thousand dollars that we're not gonna spend out of the 845 account, which is on page 51 there in the packet.
You got, what,
Then we got-
60,000 there?
Yeah, then we've got plenty there. So if we do that journal entry and we reassign, we remove, what did we request?
14,000.
14,000. If we remove the 14,000 from 845 and we apply the 14,000 to the 846, 5091, then we're able to do the substantial funding that we need for the 846 section. Now, in doing that, we don't change the bottom line of the rec center.
Right.
We just reassign funds from one account to another account to be able to accommodate the needs of that account, which
Probably the same thing we just did in the
which
golf course.
basically is sweet and legal,
Yeah,
is sweet and legal to do that.
yeah.
So,
And that's for the heater.
That's for the heater, and not only for the, because we had budgeted 35,000, and it's gonna be 38, but we did not take into account all the repair bills that we
The
would have.
3,000 and something.
Yeah,
Right.
trying to,
Right.
well, and there's a couple more coming in. There was a $600 one, and that should be about the last one, so.
Okay, okay. Let's see where you're at. And possibly needing the portable heater to,
Possibly it's still working, so if we can, they're gonna come in the first of that week after spring break, so if we can make it one more week, that'll be 3,000 we get to save.
we don't have to, yeah, okay, that's good.
We'll only spend that if we absolutely have to.
Okay, all right.
now let me also make a comment, and we have not talked about this before, but in the aquatics section, we have an aquatics capital outlay small purchases account, okay? So this is actually equipment that's gonna be coming in, okay? So, it's going to be, it actually is a capital outlay for equipment that we're gonna recognize in the repair and maintenance account. We're gonna recognize that in the repair and maintenance account. So one of these days, when we go and we look for, the asset of the equipment, we're gonna have to go into that repair and maintenance account to find that.
Yeah.
But we can do that. So I just want,
Okay.
that's just one of those stupid little details we gotta keep up with.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be considered capital outlay?
Since it's equipment, technically, it should be considered capital outlay. We have a capital outlay small purchases account. I would rather put that into repair and maintenance because we not only have the equipment, but we also have the labor that's involved in doing that.
Well, I was just looking over here on 845, and you still have some money there in capital outlay equipment.
Yeah, that was left over from the outdoor court, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, so,
12.
yeah, so we've got money there, as well,
Okay.
so.
We did repair and maintenance because we had budgeted that 25,000 we went off to do, so.
Okay,
And that, I mean, that's okay to do it that way. We're finding money to go into.
yeah, they're only like 48.2%, so that's really good in the rec center. That's really good. You did a lot of work to get it there.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that too.
So is all that clear as mud?
Well, we were talking about this the other night, of course, at council meeting, and so we pretty much knew what was going on there and why it was going that direction, so I think we're in good shape. We just have to approve it now to take it back to council.
Correct,
Right.
correct. That has to go through budget personnel, has to go through the protocols. We take it back to council then.
Okay, that sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else?
Nope.
You good with it?
No.
All right, call for a vote?
Shropshire?
Yes.
Chitwood?
Yes.
Okay, discuss possibly recommend council action pending ordinance and insurance committee approval to pay OMAG for 2 property insurance invoices totaling $6,195 for additional premium regarding the emergency center library expansion building project and contents. expensing the transaction from general fund property number 02-201-5045. And in that account, we have $16,945. And so we're looking to spend $6,195. And the reason that has happened is because we went into occupancy. So now our insurance rates go up because we go from construction into occupancy and the equipment and the materials that they put in there. Okay, so anybody want to make any comments on that one?
No motion, I'll make a
Oh,
motion.
I'm sorry, motion, I'm sorry, I was thinking ahead. Okay, a motion, second motion, so now discussion, after I've already discussed it all. Okay, anybody want to bring up anything about that one, talk about that one? It's basically, it's time to start paying insurance on it now, so we have to start paying that.
That's on the building, it's also on
On contents of the building, uh-huh. And like I said, in that account right now, we have $16,945, and what we're looking to spend is $6,195. So the money is in that line item. So we're able to pay for that without a problem. Okay, any further discussion?
No,
Okay, call for a vote.
Chitwood,
yes.
Shropshire,
Yes. All right, number 12, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding the hotel motel final expense report from the Pryor Area Chamber of Commerce in the amount of $2,300 for the 2022 Nativity Museum Christmas pop-up from Hotel Motel Chamber account number 757555090. Call for a motion.
Motion,
Second the motion, a call for discussion. Yes, sir?
I just here to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, well, it looks like the hotel motel tax, check me if I'm wrong, Mayor, has $49,699.52 in that account, is about what they have. Now, that is not something, this is the part that's really crazy about hotel motel tax. That is a tax that is charged by the hotel and motel people in addition to sales tax. So that is their money to basically do what they want to do with it. And all that you guys, after the hotel motel people get asked if they would do that, what they require for you is to bring in receipts and stuff to show that that's what the money was spent on,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so all that's taken place.
Yeah, and we went back before the hotel motel. They looked at my receipts. I answered all the questions they had. And then now it goes to you and then goes to the council.
Right, so now the hotel motel tax has blessed it and said it's good.
Yes, sir.
So once that happens, then we just send it on the council, basically, is the way that'll work.
That is correct. Just FYI, on page 47 of your February 28
Uh-huh,
report,
Yeah.
under the balance sheet there, we have a balance in the fund equity of $73,000.
okay,
There's plenty of money there to take care of this obligation.
right. So it's gone up to 73? Okay, I was looking at 49,690, or,
Well, 49,699 is what was budgeted initially for the Pryor Area Chamber of Commerce.
Mhm.
That's what was
Right.
initially.
that's different monies.
Yes, different monies.
different piles, okay, okay.
So during the fiscal year, I'll get that because it's allotted to me to be used for promotional
They get that up
stuff.
front.
But
Okay.
anything additional, which I've asked for her, is through grants.
Okay, so it's 70 what now?
3.
$73,333.79.
Okay, all right. Okay, good enough. So any further discussion? All right,
No.
call for a vote?
Shropshire,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And discuss, possibly recommend council action regarding hotel motel final expense report from the Pryor Area Chamber of Commerce in the amount of $2,900 for the 2022 Christmas Parade of Lights from Hotel Motel Chamber account 757555090. A call for motion.
Motion,
Motion seconded, call for discussion. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Just exactly how it went. Okay, any discussion? Got
no,
anything?
we've got their invoices.
Call for a vote?
Chitwood,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes. Okay, discuss and possibly recommend council action regarding the hotel motel final expense report from Pryor Area Chamber of Commerce in the amount of $5,000 for the 2023 OK Tackle Hunting and Boat Show from Hotel Motel Chamber account 757555090.
Make a motion?
Motion seconded, call for discussion.
I think I explained to the council last time it came before how well that did.
It did
And
well.
It is going to be extremely bigger next year, and so we're looking for it. They actually became members of the chamber, and very excited about working with the group for next year.
Fantastic. If you think about it, you said you had 90, how many people?
So we had 9,000,
9,000?
close to 10,000 people, and
Right.
had it not been for the Super Bowl, they said they would have broken their all-time record of 23 years. But they did break the record for first day attendance on Friday in the 23-year existence of the program.
And if you think about the attendance being that high, Pryor's, the number of people live in Pryor is only like 90, between 95 and 9,500 and 1,000, and 10,000 people. So we're
Exactly.
talking almost as many people in 3 days going out to that show than live in the whole city.
Exactly. And
That's
so
a lot of people.
we've taken it a step further. Yvette and I have been visited with some of the local businesses, and we visited with Boomerang, in which we were actually handing out coupons, if you guys remember, at that show. And so we sat down and visited with them this week just to see what kind of impact it made on them. And so
They were busy.
the impact was they were very happy and successful in this program that they gave us the coupons to do so. And they seen an increase in their business, so they were very blessed.
Next year, I wonder if other businesses will probably jump in and want to get on a coupon.
Oh, absolutely, and
I
I
bet
hope
they
so,
will.
you know.
Yeah,
I
that
hope
could be a
so.
lot of money.
Yeah.
How did
And-
the hotels and motels do?
So we haven't visited with any of them yet, but from what we understand, there's somewhere around 150 to 200 rooms that were rented out during the
Good.
weekend.
So I haven't visited with them. They
Okay.
were full. They were full.
Fantastic. That's
Excuse me.
good.
So if we can continue to bring those type of events to town, that's how we promote our tourism, we get those tax dollars, and so we're pretty excited about that.
You bet. So are they looking for a bigger place, you say?
And they need more square feet, yes, and so right now they're looking at maybe possibly utilizing some of the barn space next year.
Okay.
They could walk right across and maybe put some of the boats and stuff over there. So there's discussion, and the cool thing is that the chamber will get to be a part of those discussions this year. And again, I have to send, it's a public meeting. I want to give kudos to the group, the guys out there at the fairgrounds. They did
Yeah.
a really, really
Yeah.
good job. Is that,
What's,
I always forget his name.
I'm sorry.
He's the one that rents it out and does a really, really, really good job.
He's the one that remembers everybody's name.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the one who remembers everything.
Is it,
Yeah.
I want to say Danny, but it's,
Is it Dennis?
yeah, I can't remember. But anyway, I want to give kudos to him
Okay.
because he's done a really good job. And when I'm standing before the council, I'll have his name when we come back
Oh, sure.
in
Oh,
front of the
sure.
council on the
Sure.
21st. And I
Yeah.
will make sure that
Yeah.
because they did a really, really good
Right
job.
down here
and-
like I have to do.
And I appreciate his support, so.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I also like, and Board, I'd also like to give a recognition to the Chamber of Commerce for how organized and how professional their reports are that you have.
They are.
that
They're
you
real
have in-
professional,
in your
huh?
packet. So-
It looks like an
so,
award, doesn't it?
Yeah. we appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion?
No?
All right, call for a vote?
Shropshire,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Okay, I know of no unforeseen business, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Seconded. Call for a vote.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Shropshire.
Yes. All I know is we've got to cut back spending.